Nice job out there tonight. Your play really impressed us, so much so that we're considering using our pick on you if you're available when our turn comes up. Before we get that far, we'd really like to ask you a couple of questions. Question number 1. I feel like we have our point guard of the future in Brandon Jennings, but I would be remiss to not look at all available options in the draft. How do you think you compare to Brandon?
I like Brandon's game a lot. I really do. Ultimately, I think I'm going to be a much better pro than he is. You know, I've got the physicals, I've got the smarts, and I got the killer instinct necessary to take over a game. That being said, I'm not really interested in coming to Milwaukee and having to fight for a starting role. I'm a better player than that.
Hello, and nice to meet you. I'm the Director of Player Personnel for the Utah Jazz. My scouts have expressed a lot of interest in you. Before I can give my blessing to use our draft pick on you, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, to make sure you'd fit in with what we do here. This is a question we ask all our potential draftees, and I want you to answer it as honestly as possible. Where do you see your career going? What do you hope to achieve out of your career? Ultimately, what do you want your legacy to be?
Me? I want to be the greatest of all time. If anyone answers you differently, well, they're either lying to you or they don't have the competitive fire to be great. I don't want to be great. I want to be the greatest. I want rings. I want MVP awards, all of those accolades. I want people to talk about me 50 years from now, and they will. Just watch, man. I've got the fire. I've got the drive. And you know what? I'm ready.
Interesting. Next question. How important is it for you to be a lottery pick in the draft?
Honestly, I don't really care. I'm more concerned with going to the right team than I am going as high as possible. I want to play for someone who's going to utilize me to the best of my abilities. Someone who's going to use me to put the team into a position to win games. You heard?
Good evening and welcome to the 2011 NBA Draft. For the talented young men hoping to hear their names called tonight, this is a moment they and their families have long dreamed of and will never forget. To those here in the audience and those watching at home, thank you for joining us. Let's get to it. With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Doug Martin from the University of Michigan. With the 12th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select the point guard from Serbia,